everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Catherine and I make videos about dyeing, sewing, and upcycling. If that sounds like something you're into, be sure to hit the subscribe button. For any of you regular subscribers, you might notice that my space is a little bit different. I'm actually in the process of redoing my studio, which is so exciting. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And I'm gonna be doing a vlog about it, so stay tuned. I'm gonna show you the before and after. I'm really excited. But for today's video, I'm gonna be talking about reverse tie-dye. I'm gonna show you how I made this shirt. This version of reverse tie-dye is by far my favorite way of doing reverse tie-dye and the best way of reverse tie-dye that I've done so far. I made a video with a Galaxy t-shirt where I used bleach to take out the dye of a black t-shirt, and then I added more dye on top of it in the ice dye process. And then I also made a video with Thiox discharge that I did on a indigo piece of fabric that I wanted to get some of the indigo out of. I'll link those videos down in the description below if you want to check them out, and I'll also put them at the end of this video. Both of those processes totally work, but this process is my favorite one for two reasons. One is it works really quickly, and the second one is that it doesn't eat the fibers of your fabric. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have done reverse tie-dye and what you guys used for reverse tie-dye. I'm always curious to know what you guys are up to and the process that you guys used. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. It does wonders for my channel. And without further ado, let's get into the process.
All right, so as usual, I'm going to go over the supplies and they are linked down in the description below. I'm going to be using White Bright and a black cotton t-shirt that's been pre-washed. I'm going to use my stock pot that I use only for dyeing. I'm going to use a hot plate, a mask for when I'm working with the White Bright, string for tying up my shirt, gloves to protect my hands, a plastic tray to put my shirt in after I take it out of the White Bright, soda ash for my soda ash solution, Synthropol to wash my shirt before and after, scissors for the string, and a stir stick for mixing up my White Bright, and a drop cloth to keep my workspace tidy. So now it's time to fold, and I'm just cutting any stray strings off. I'm going to block my shirt and get all the seams matching up. I'm going to start by folding it in the center front and smoothing it out. I'm going to just accordion fold it into a long rectangle shape. So I'm going to just keep accordion folding the shirt until I get to the side seam, and then I'm going to work my sleeve into the rectangle. So I'm just going to kind of make it the same size as the rectangle I've established. Once I've got it all folded on the first half, I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. If you're interested in learning more about dyeing, I encourage you to go to my website, onyxartstudios.com, and check out my online dyeing classes. I teach classes in indigo, ice dyeing, and tie-dye. I have live events that you can ask me questions in real time, as well as classes that you can take at any time. I also offer private events, so if that sounds like something you would be interested in, be sure to go to my contact page and to send me an email. I also encourage you to sign up for my mailing list on my website so that you're always in the know about new classes coming out and new dates. Once I get my shirt completely folded, I'm going to put a string around the armpit area because that is the thickest part of the shirt, and I just kind of wanted to keep it all together. And then I'm going to start to wrap my string around the entire shirt. I'm using some scrap pieces of string that I had, so I'm just going to square knot, tie them together as they come to the end and just keep going. And I'm going to wrap back up. I'm using some cotton kitchen twine, and I'm just pulling in between each wrap to make sure it's nice and tight. So I'm just going to tie it off. I decided to come in with some more string just to really get it super tight. I want this to have a very strong resist, so I'm just going to wrap it again. I'm wrapping it as tightly as I possibly can with this spool of twine, and I'm just pulling the string after each wrap to get it as tight as I can. I want it to be almost like a piece of rope. I have another discharge video that I made with Thiox and an indigo piece that I had dyed, and I'll link it above and in the description down below for you guys to see. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have done any kind of discharge dyeing and how it turned out. I'm always so curious to know. So here it is all tied up, and now we're ready to start the discharge process. I'm about to start the discharge process, and I have all my supplies here and water's boiling, and I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys what I got. Okay, so I have some gloves and a mask and something to stir with that's nice and clean. White Bright. I got my stock pot that I use only for dyeing and art projects with boiling water. I'd say there's probably about 5 cups of water in there, and it's on my little hot plate. And then here's my piece that I'm gonna dye. So I'm going to make sure my window is open and start to mix in my White Bright with my mask on and my gloves on. So like I said, I have the window wide open, and I I'm going to add about 2/3 of a cup of White Bright and just stir it up just to make sure it's nice and dissolved. I went ahead and got my shirt wet, and I'm going to add it collar first into my White Bright solution, and you can see how it's already taking the color out very quickly. So I'm just going to kind of agitate it and keep an eye on it. And it just depends on how discharged you want it. I am going for an ombre kind of look, so I want it to be very discharged at the collar and the shoulder part of the t-shirt. I'm letting it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes, just kind of with the top part in the solution, and I'm trying to get it as light as I can. I'm just standing there and checking on it and agitating it. I don't want to just leave it alone. I want to be watching it the whole time. After checking it and agitating it for a while, I realized that it probably wasn't going to get any lighter, and I wanted to start to establish those medium tones in the ombre pattern. So I dipped in a little bit more of the discharged part, and you can see there it's like a bit more of a medium tone, and it works very quickly for the medium tones, so I didn't leave it for very long. And I'm just going to leave it for another 2 minutes just at the collar part, just to get it as discharged as possible. So at this point I was happy with the gradation, and I'm putting the shirt into my soda ash solution that I have in my plastic tray. And you can see the excess dye is rinsing out really quickly, and I'm just going to kind of agitate it as much as I can to try to get as much of the white bright solution out and the excess black dye. And I'm checking inside to see what the resist looks like, and it looks good, so I'm happy with it. Here it is, resting in the soda ash solution, and the next thing I'm going to do is take it to my sink and rinse it. I'm rinsing it in cold, and I like to rinse in a plastic tray because it really reduces the water waste, and it can sort of soak, and I can just agitate it. So I'm going to wash it with hot and Synthropol just to get as much of the excess dye and white bright solution out of it. It's still wrapped up. I'm just going to wash it like this, and here it is, ready to be untied.
Hey guys, time to open this up. Super excited.
So I'm working on my drop cloth, and I'm being careful not to snip my shirt. It's easy to do, and I'm just unwrapping it and so excited to see how it turns out.
Oh wow. That turned out really cool. I mean, that's really nice. Oh, lovely. I love it. Okay, so now it's time to wash it. I mean, that is going to be so cool to wear. All right, so this has been completely washed and dried, and you can see there's quite a lot of ombre happening there. So the top part is very discharged, and the bottom part is completely black still, and the middle is medium discharged.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and go and follow me on my social medias. You can check out my online dyeing classes on my website, onyxartstudios.com. Remember, the #1 rule with dyeing is to have fun. Here are some other videos that you might enjoy if you like this video. Go and check them out. I have tons of tutorials and videos about dyeing on my channel. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.